Hey guys, so this is going to be a review of Wicked. So before getting this review, I've not seen the Broadway musical, so I can't do like comparisons or anything like that because I've never seen the Broadway. What actually made me watch this movie, not make me, but I really like the trailer for it. And I'm like, you know what? And I like The Wizard of Oz, and I've seen the other one, which is all right. What's it called again? Basically, it's supposed to be the what's it called again? And I can't remember that actor's name now. If you're familiar with The Wizard of Oz, you would know what I'm talking about. But it goes into the backstory of the wizard. But anyway, so going into it, I don't know anything about it. Well, I know what it's about, if that makes any sense, but I didn't actually know kind of, the music or anything, so there's going to be no reviews on it. So for musicals, it's a good musical. Now, when it comes to musicals, I'm not usually a musical person, that's why it's a bit strange for me to actually want to go and see this. But if you do like musicals, this is a really good one. It's really like smooth running, if that makes any sense. Like, it just goes from the storytelling is really good. As I said, that's what I'm trying to get at. The storytelling is really good from start to finish. The way it just transitions, it's just like a natural transition, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes any sense. In my head, it kind of makes any sense. I don't know if it makes sense to you. So the way it transitions from scene to scene is really good. I do know that this film is raved to be really close to the musical. Now, this is in parts, so part 1 and part 2. If you didn't know any of the backstory of making this, you probably would have no idea until you go to the cinema, and the opening credits is literally Wicked Part 1. I feel that they did a good job at doing like that, because I know musicals are quite big, especially the Broadway musicals. They're quite long, and to try and cram that into one film, I don't think it would be as good, and it wouldn't be, it wouldn't deliver as good. And this is supposed to be quite close. It's supposed to be a really good what's the word for it? A really good, not a reproduction, adaptation to the musical. So it's supposed to be really good at that. And I think they did a good job. And the way they've split it anyway is basically, if you've never seen a play before, and they usually have an intervention, what's that word again? Basically, an interval. Yeah, that's it. They'll have interval, in the middle of it, and basically where you can go to the toilet and stuff like that. So the way they've ended the first film is basically that end is where, if you were to watch it in the musical, that's the end where it's split, where you would have, the toilet, use the toilet or get a drink or what, that kind of stuff. So the way they've done it is really good as well, and it doesn't feel like jarring or anything like that. The way it ends is really good. Now, I don't want to do too many spoilers or anything, but it does make me question the actual character of Gideon, which I'm like, is she really? Anyway, it makes you also question, okay, is a Wicked Witch really wicked? Is she really wicked, or did just evil, like, I don't want to spoil it too much, but it's kind of that villainous story where actually you kind of feel sorry for them in a way, and you think actually it's not their fault the way they've turned that way. They were just trying to fight their cause, or they've been screwed over so many times and they've just exploded. That's what you feel when you're watching this film. But overall, I really enjoyed it. As musicals go, now I'm not going to rate it, just because I feel that I'm not like I'm qualified to do reviews anyway, but I feel that because I'm not a musical kind of person, I don't know necessarily what makes a good musical film or anything like that. I don't want to kind of give it too low, if that makes any sense. For me, I enjoyed it. I will see part 2 when it comes out. I think it's supposed to come out next year, because they've basically filmed them quite close together, so there's not too much of a gap in between. But yeah, I'm not going to give it a rating just because, again, as I said, I don't really know anything about musical. Even though I have done reviews of and give ratings like The Great Showman, but it's not necessarily a musical as in a musical. That's more so well, it is a musical film, but it's not like an adaptation to an actual musical, if that makes any sense. Where this film is definitely like has that kind of adaptation kind of thing. So it's not your typical. Well, I don't think it's like your typical kind of like normal like musical kind of film. I don't know. I feel like I'm bragging, even though all I'm gonna say. If you like musicals, you're probably gonna like this. I enjoyed it. That is my take on this film. So that's it for this review. So, bye guys.